My name is Harley Guindon, aka Harley G, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Harley Guindon. What's up, Harley?
How are you?
How you doing, man?
Just keeping it real.
I see you all over the internet. You're making waves out there, and a lot of people are anticipating this interview.
I'm not going to let them down, I don't think.
No, you never do. What was your first early memories like of your father as a kid?
Well, I remember all the campfires and all the biking and all those type of memories, but like the ones that really stick out with me are like a stripper on the back of the bike, me riding the gas tank. You know, it's the funny ones when you're like thinking like third world countries, but meanwhile I was like right near Toronto, like yeah, early 90s.
Was there a lot of like biking get-togethers, like rallies and things like that you guys would attend together?
He'd bring me on like the odd field day. I'd get to see some crazy shit, but for the most part, he just kept his club life. But because he was president, like it was always around my house too, right? Because he had a bike shop in the back, so all the guys would come over.
At a certain point, your father stepped away from the club to spend more time with you, right?
When he stepped away from the club in '96, it was also to spend more time with me, but also because he was focusing on work. And he quit the Hells Angels when I went to the pen. So probably around 2007, 2008, somewhere around there.
When you were growing up, were you into motorcycles as a young man?
Dirt bikes. I rode a lot of dirt bikes. I never got into the motorcycle part because when he quit the Choice and they patched over to the Angels, I never really had any interest in it. I always thought I was going to live it on. I didn't know I was going to be living it on when I was 40.
When you were younger, you started getting into trouble at a young age.
16, yeah, I got kicked out of juvie. I got kicked out of a few juvies, actually.
What was the first time you really got into trouble?
16.
What did you get in trouble for?
It was like drugs and car thefts and, you know, GTA shit.
Just running the streets?
Yeah, just street gangs. And yeah, I came up real young, so. Because I left home when I was 15, so when I left home, I just got right to it. I didn't waste no time.
What type of stuff were you guys getting into?
Well, from what's on my record, it was just like high level narcotics, right? So just selling in doors and we're kicking doors down and just hoodlum type shit, right?
You ended up getting arrested. And what was the first charges you got arrested for?
Oh, a string of car thefts. And then there was assaults, and then there was the drugs, and then assault police, and it just kept going from there. And then it was project. Right? That's how I spent my 20s in the pen.
So what's it like as a young man going to prison up in Canada?
It all depends on how you do your time. I did my time like a menace, so I was always in shit. Right? You can do good time where, you know, you can mind your own business, or you can jump in the game, and that's when you get yourself in trouble, right? But I always had to get myself in trouble because I had to look after everybody all my dependents. So. Did
you get involved in gangs in prison too?
We're already a gang when we're in, but we're calling ourselves a crew, not a gang. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
The people that you're involved with, is it a mixed race of people, or is it just a group?
My street crew, yeah. My street crew's always been that. When I got brought out of when I came out of the pen, I got brought into the club, right? So I was still close to my street guys, but I was then a biker. So
by this time, you're still not involved with the motorcycle clubs at all, right?
At this time, when I was released from the penitentiary.
Yeah, when you get released this time, you're in your 20s.
Yeah, I was 25 when I signed on with the Hells Angels.
And what was your first interactions with the Hells Angels?
They wanted me. They drafted me coming out of the joint.
Who were some of the first people that you met that were around the Angels?
I've known them all my whole life. The Choice patched over to the Angels out here, so everybody knows everybody, right?
What were your thoughts when the Choice patched over to the Angels? Did you have any negative thoughts about that during that time?
I didn't really watch it. I was like young, right? So I don't know. I'd say I was like 15 or something. So when that whole war was going on, like I had insurance on every body part. It was a different time. Like it was on high alert. Door cracked. There was people behind the door. It was a pretty serious time back in that patch over.
And they want you to get involved, but is there any hesitation on your part to get involved?
No, I had no hesitation. It was all in good blood. So everybody patched over and became Hells Angels. And then 10 years goes by, and then I come out of the penitentiary, and then they try to draft me, right? Because I made a name for myself in the joint.
You were around Greg Woolley in prison, right?
Greg was a good friend of mine, yeah. We played 1,000 games of chess, yeah.
What's some thoughts that you remember about Greg Woolley in prison?
Greg, in my opinion, and I don't even care to go on the airwaves, in my life, everybody that I've ever met, he's the only one that I would be like, yes, sir, whatever you need, sir. That guy's a gent. But he earned my respect too. I just never say no to him because I actually fucking loved him. So, yeah, it sucked when he passed. I really rated that guy.
He has a pretty big name.
Yeah, he's an OG for sure. Yeah, it was an honor for me to just be so close with him. So,
how long did you guys spend together?
Years, same range. We go work out, we come back, we'd eat, and we played chess for hours. I hit the showers, hit the phone, go to bed, repeat.
And you fought a lot in prison too, right?
Yeah.
The tattoo on your back.
Yeah.
So tell me about some of them fights.
There were some good ones. It's kind of something weird to talk about. I don't really want to get into throwing my hands and talking about all that nonsense, but there's some good bang-outs. Lots of good bang-outs.
Yeah, you got into boxing at a young age too. Are you into that?
Yeah, first... So I'd have a next door neighbor, and that next door neighbor was training me like 7 types of martial arts growing up as a kid. And then from like 2 years old on, my dad was teaching me boxing, and he trained my coach, and my coach trained me because my dad didn't have a lot of time because of the club and shit. So yeah, my whole life was just banging. And then I was in jail, and then all of a sudden it just started coming fluently, right? And when you're not scared to die, you're not scared to throw, right? So I don't look at anybody like you're going to be the guy to take me down. So it's just like, all right, let's giddy up.
It seems like today's world's a different time. People don't fight anymore. There is no honor.
We can get at it any way you want, though. I'm known for all three, so let's get at it. Yeah. I'm not just a fighter. These internet guys that are trolling me and stuff, they have no idea who they're talking to, but they're just doing it for clickbait, right? First time ever getting famous, getting 5,000 views. These guys are pathetic.
You have a pretty strong reach.
And I'm going to reach them soon. You better get it. I'm going to find you.
Your name's everywhere out here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk, right? And there's people that want to throw dirt on your name. I've seen it all over the internet, and people talking about you saying you're cooperated and all this stuff. You recently put a video where you vindicate yourself. I looked over the police reports and everything. Do you want to explain on why people even try to go to that, to use that against you?
I have never cooperated with a police officer in my life. These people that are saying anything like that, I would wish for one of them to come say something like that to my face. Okay, I have trolls that are just talking shit. Some are probably working for them. Some are just trying to get some views. No one could ever say that that I work with the police. Okay, that's a joke, and I put that on my children's souls. Them dying of Ebola. Nothing is ever going to come out about me working with police ever.
And then they try to use the charge from 2005.
The one that was thrown out, okay, that I was apologized for publicly by the alleged victim. All it was, got a BJ, put my gun on the sink. I'd already had sex with the girl 200 times, okay? It was nothing like that. It was a homicide wiretap that tapped into an argument that was going on between alleged victim, alleged brother, that led to another argument that said that there was even something that even happened. And because there was anything that was sexual going on, they laid that charge. And then it was thrown out, and she said, even in the transcripts, it was nothing like that. So when I went to the penitentiary, okay, knowing in general population to boot, and maximum security, where people are dying and people literally died in my arms, like Saving Private Ryan, I had to go to the committee and get my fucking paperwork. So all these people that are chirping, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's all they're doing is they don't know what they're talking about. I've had to put my paperwork on the table in Collins Bay Penitentiary, Gladiator School, and Millhaven Max J Unit after I got kicked out of Collins Bay, and I've had to bring my paperwork. I've done all of these things. These guys just don't have anything else to talk about. There's nothing else to say about me. I've fucking held my two down, and no one can say anything about me. So, like, they're running with whatever they can. They're like cops to me.
Do you think it's people from your old life with the other club?
I know they know me, and I don't think they want it. And if they do, they're just saying it under their breath, because I've been hearing the exact opposite out of their mouths. So I am very like this. There's no gray area. It's black and white. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't fuck around. I follow the same line. I follow the same morals, values, beliefs, compass. Nothing will ever stray on me. I won't lie. I'm not going to fuck my brother's old ladies. I'm not going to steal. I'm not a piece of shit, right? I don't have a crutch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to lay me down, because there's nothing you're ever going to get on me other than that. Like, you got to get me. That's it. And I don't give a fuck. So good luck to you.
So if anyone with any of those joins your organization, what would be
anybody of which joins my organization?
Anybody with any of those crutches or anything like that are
you try to help your brothers, you try to help them out, right? I don't, somebody acquires, like, they get in an accident, they got a bad back and they're on pills and shit. You try to work their way through it. You don't just cast everybody away like dog shit. That's what the problem with the Angels. They're just sent everybody down, try to keep their numbers low so they can benefit off all the supporters, right? And then they just keep eating their own. Well, guess what? Now it's our time. So behave. Because a lot of us have a bad taste in our mouth. A lot of us.
When you did join the Angels, what was the prospecting period like for you?
I wasn't doing the clearing the ashtrays and serving the beers on the most part. Sure, I did all my bar shifts, but yeah, I was more of a hands-on kind of guy. I spent a lot of my time as a prospect in the joint. So, and then I had to come back out, reconnect with the time period so I could get up to my 2 years so that I could get my patch, right? But I probably beat 20 years of prison time, like, through trial in the pen. I had other guys that were my co-accused that were in the club, right? So, like, we went through it. That's why when these guys are talking, I'm like, you guys don't even know what you're talking about. Like, you guys just chirping for clicks. It's crazy. But I'm going to find you.
There's a lot of misinformation about when you joined the Angels, about when exactly you joined or started prospecting. Some people say it's in your early 20s. Some people say later. So when exactly did you start prospecting?
I think it was like 24, somewhere around there. Yeah.
At one time, there was talk about the Satan's Choice coming back out. Why was that?
That was just me messing with them. I get the members around. I'd be like, hey, man, you guys might want to straighten out those guys, because I'm going to start up the choice. And you know I'm territorial. I'm going to run you guys the fuck out of the city. And I was just making jokes and making little cracks and shit. That's how it started. Yeah, I didn't even have the guys that...
You were in the Angels when you said that?
No, I did make jokes before. Like, I'd make jokes, though. I wasn't being serious. Yeah. I'm a funny guy until I'm not a funny guy.
People took it serious when you would joke around about bringing...
No, I wouldn't say they I said, imagine pissing me off. I'll take everybody. And I just did. So it's funny that I was joking about it over there, and then I just did it. These guys are going to have nobody left of value around here. It's funny to me. Way to piss off the big dog, right?
Yeah, but so at one point, you must have had a lot of fun with these guys and had a lot of good friends.
I never turned on anybody. Never turned on one person.
So where does it start going wrong for you?
It started going wrong when I had a guy... I can't talk about that because of charges. I had a guy do some goofy shit, and he was the president of Brooklyn Hells Angels. His name's Jeremy Brown, a.k.a. Goof. Yeah, I said it, Jeremy. Anyways, he gets kicked out because I was right. And then his little partner there, senior, he gets kicked out. I was right. And it didn't happen quick enough. And here we are now. And it's not going to stop. Now we got hundreds of guys in the U.S., 400 plus in Canada, let alone Europe. Portugal, all the other areas as well. We're all over the place.
So what made you even want to bring this club back?
It's in my blood. I wanted a stronger brotherhood. The brotherhood that I'm looking for is what I want to create. We just buried one of our brothers. It cost $12,500 yesterday, and we paid the entire funeral.
Do you ever feel like you have to live up to your father's reputation?
My father's protege, I'm not going to mention his name out of respect because I'm not trying to cause any heat for him, but he'll watch this and know. He already told me that I surpassed my dad. I don't feel like I did in a sense of the old timer stuff. Like, he was a gent. I'm not taking anything from my dad at all. I love him. I'll have him here tomorrow for his birthday. We're going to have a great time. I don't feel like I'm in his shadow though. I'm my own man. I've been my own man for probably well over a decade, where I've climbed out of his shoes, so to speak. No one can really say that I didn't pave my own way. I've been given it my whole life. Got 11 years in the joint, like, you know what I mean? GP, solid, hardcore time, not like some playing baseball, eating ice cream shit, you know what I mean? Like meat hitting the wall type shit. And these guys want to rant and rave like, oh, this guy, I'm going to find you. I just keep loving this because you're from the States and all these trolls of mine are from the States. And yeah, we're going to overpopulate and we're going to find you.
So when did you get involved with the music?
The music was just, came out of the blue. It actually just came out of the blue. The guy that did the song Informer, his name's Darren. The big song that was in the 90s. He picked me up in a limo, and then he ended up bringing me to the BMO field, and he wanted to meet me, and then we were hitting it off, and then we went to his studio, and he's like, you got to do this track with me. So we did I Won't Change together, and we just did the music video last week. And it was the first song I ever did. Since then, we've done like 50, right? But it was very lucrative. So like, I was just like, I'm a biker. I can't do this music shit. But then I started renting the places, like big, huge halls, and then selling all the tables and arranging the booze and arranging the sponsors, and all these other things came to light. And then I was throwing shows, full shows, and it was very lucrative. So I was like, yeah, I'll do this again. That's how this all happened. I don't even have a musical ear. Like I'm just, but I'm real, so I can say anything I want, and people are going to listen to it because they already know what time it is, right? So it's easier for me than somebody coming out and being like trying to make it in the game, and everyone knows everything they're saying is bullshit. Right? I'm already wearing a chain that's a kilo, and you know what I mean. I'm already wearing all the gold, and it was just basic.
When did you meet Mercules?
Met Mercules in 2017. I think we've done about 5 or 6 songs now.
With the whole breaking off of the Angels and starting this club, does that cause tension with some of your friends that are friends with other people?
It's underlining and it's shitty because I love Merc. Like, Merc's mom's tucked me in on his Versace rug in his studio in his house. Like, I love Merc. And it was shitty because of the timing. We're on a 4-show concert, and the Choice shit just blew up while he was with me, and I felt so bad. But it was like the only way it was going to go down. So he's got a lot of love with them. And believe it or not, I'm more affected by like just a little strain that I had on his relationship than I am on 99% of any of the club members' relationships. Like, I love Merc that much. Shout out to Merc.
Yeah. So do you think it'll ever be okay?
It could be. It could be if they play their cards right. Right? I'm doing me. Right? I'm a wolf, and I'm not stopping. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. But if you think that you're gonna come around and start barking at me and doing all that shit, you are not my alpha. And I'll remind you very quickly, hands-on approach, that you're not my alpha. Like, sit down when I talk to you. That's where I'm at.
Were you around when Rick Ross got slapped?
I wasn't there, no. But I did call up Tony Yeo from G Unit, and I was like, hey, yeah, these guys got it. We had a good laugh about it.
That was quite funny. Yeah. Damn, one of your members passed already, and you had to lay him to rest. I seen one of your runs, and you had a ton of people there. You get a lot of support. What's in store for the future for the club?
Satan's Choice is unstoppable, and I'll tell you why. I've read a lot of books while I was inside, and I understand networking, and like I read a lot. So what I came up with is I developed a system that is a train, and there's no stopping it. At the bottom of it, you have the foot horde. Okay, so the foot horde is for anybody that's lost their license for anything criminal to drinking and driving, whatever it is that they've lost their license for, and they're their foot guys. Okay, so you got your foot squad, and then you have Satan's demons, which is your car, truck, and drifters and all that shit, right? And then after that, you have your RC, right? And the RC is just a bunch of good guys in a riding club, and that's Satan's throttle, okay? Above that, you have the maidens, Satan's maidens. So that's our women's MC. And we have a good group of women that are actually all over our country, and they're all banding together, and it's becoming a big club on its own as well. Above that is our Satan Syndicate. Now, the Satan Syndicate is directly under us. People, when they look at it, they would be like Hell's Angels, Red Devils, right? So that's our syndicate, except we treat our syndicate like our brothers, whereas the Red Devils are treated like shit. Go do this, go do that. We don't ask them to do nothing. Anything that we need done, our strikers do it for our club. So every club has their own club. We're not managing it. We're not doing this because we're not a bunch of old bastards that are just sitting around trying to like make fun of people and do all that. We want to lift our brothers up. We want our network to be a huge network, global network. Just because they have 40 years on us, who cares? The way that they've done things, they would have been 100 years ahead if they did it right. So I know where they went wrong, and that's where I'm going to fix the system. And within no time, we're going to be the biggest in Canada.
Do you think you're going to run into problems?
I don't care.